Mel Brewer and Michael Thompson back to receive. So ready to kick it off. As the Longhorns now with a 7-point lead. And he's been squibbing it. The ball hit one of the Sooners and has fallen on by number 87, Tony Pena, reserve tight end. Let's go down the sidelines to Dean Blevins. Can you hear yourself, Dean?
Yes, I can, although I'm in the Texas section, and it's very loud. The Longhorns have the momentum. I just spoke to the fine defensive back for Texas, Grady Cavness. He feels that they are doing a good job in stopping Oklahoma by running a lot of man-to-man coverage, and he says they're only running the short routes, the slants and the curls, and he feels comfortable with that. I might add that with Albert Hall out to injury, P.J. Mills has hurt it well. Oklahoma is hurting in the wide receiver position.
That's an excellent point. The Sooner passing game a bit depleted, but they've got 3 wide receivers to the right on first down. Gundy firing it complete to Corey Warren. And Warren is down in the grasp of Grady Cavness and Willie Mack Garza. It's an Oklahoma first down. Corey Warren has been the main receiver so far for the Sooners.
He's their top guy. Mills is coming back in now, and that's going to help that receiving core a lot.
The ball just inside the Oklahoma 38, first and 10. 2:45 remaining in the first half. Gundy may be checking off. Incomplete. A breakdown apparently in the route. Ernest Williams out of the backfield, but nobody near the ball as Bo Robinson was putting pressure on Gundy. It'll be 2nd and 10, still at the Oklahoma 38. And Gundy waiting for the play to be brought in. It's Corey Warren who is bringing it in as Gary Gibbs uses the wide receivers to shuttle in the plays. Play action. Gundy flipping it out, incomplete, intended for Warren, but poorly thrown, underthrown. Joey Ellis had the coverage on Warren. And it'll be 3rd and 10. There's Joey. He's a sophomore out of Tyler, Texas. If you're out of Tyler, Texas, you ought to be a tailback, I guess. Huh?
Well, they're
Earl Campbell's hometown.
I know one that came out of there that was pretty decent. They're substituting both teams. Just now, Texas substituted those interior linemen. It's hot down there. They have to get after and chase these quarterbacks.
Oklahoma 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Gundy under pressure gets away. Now he's going to be sacked at the 25. It's Bo Robinson again. And Coach, you talked about both Norman Watkins and Bo Robinson and how key they were. They really put the pressure on Gundy that time.
Well, Robinson's made some plays. He's been in on some plays so far this half. He's a great football player. Here Gundy goes back to pass, and the receivers were really well covered. So he has to take off running, and here comes Robinson. He ran right into Robinson, who was able to get him.
Great pressure by Texas on the punt. Riddell gets it away, and there will be no return as it will roll dead near the 30-yard line of Texas. A 45-yard punt, and with 1:39 left to play in the first half from the Cotton Bowl, Texas leads favorite Oklahoma 17-10.
I'm Al Michaels. Join us this Monday for Monday Night Football. It's always a special treat to go to RFK Stadium in Washington. And this week, the Denver Broncos with John Elway, who pulled off some last-minute magic again last Sunday against Kansas City, taking on the Super Bowl champion Redskins. Denver, Washington on Monday Night Football.
The first presidential debate. Why watch it here? Peter Jennings and the people of ABC News. That's why. The presidential debate live Sunday.
1st and 10, Texas. Gardere from the shotgun gives the inside handoff to Curtis Jackson. And Jackson getting it out to about the 34 for a gain of 4, tackled by Mario Freeman. At halftime, moments away, the Prudential halftime report with John Saunders. John, of course, will have scores and highlights for you, as well as Keith Jackson having a report on today's game between Miami and Penn State. Texas going without a huddle, and a completed pass. Curtis Jackson out of the backfield. Short of the first down, very short gain of about 1.5 yards is all across the 35, and the Longhorns will continue to go without the huddle with a minute left to play in the half. Gardere firing it complete. Phil Brown out of the backfield, stopped by William Schenkel, and Phil Brown may have just enough for the first down. He does. So the chains will be moved, and that'll stop the clock with 54 seconds remaining. Texas at their own 41, 1st and 10. Another short pass complete to Curtis Jackson. Hit immediately by Darius Johnson. And the clock running now with less than 40 seconds.
Texas only has one timeout, Steve, so.
Trying to make the most of it. Over the middle, complete. Kenny Neal. Neal will not be able to get to the sidelines as Darnell Walker brings him down, but the first down will stop the clock at the Oklahoma 37. 22 seconds left in the half.
Here's the play again. Here's Neal coming down. This is his own defense, as you can see him crossing the middle. Caught it right between the linebacker coats in the corner on this side. And for a big gainer, one more completion, and they're in field goal territory.
That was an 18-yard gain, and Gardere will go again from the shotgun. Again, over the middle, intercepted. Picked off by Drew Chrisman, the strong safety. So the Horns, in their second attempt to put more points on the board, turned away by Drew Chrisman. With 7 seconds left, Oklahoma will get the ball back here before the end of the half.
Here's the shotgun play again with Gardere going back. He tries to put it up over the top and didn't get it up over, and Chrisman intercepted it. I think he made a mistake here by trying to throw that ball down in that area. I think they would have been better off to try to get a sideline cut and get out of bounds, because by the time the interception was over, there were only 7 seconds left anyway.
Yeah, they were, I think, hoping for some type of a field goal, but to no avail. Gundy looking for something big at the end. He's telling him to go deep, and he's throwing deep. Intercepted by Lance Gunn. Corey Warren chasing him, and Gunn runs out of bounds on the far sideline with time having expired. It has been a typical battle of the Red River. Texas leading Oklahoma at halftime by 7. Our halftime activities in just a moment.
CFA College Football. Brought to you by Geo, the most successful new line of cars and trucks ever introduced, only at your Chevrolet Geo dealers. And by UPS, offering 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. We'll return with halftime activities after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
At UPS, we've changed the look of the international delivery business. Because UPS now delivers to over 4 billion people in more than 180 countries worldwide. And because of our efficiency, we can deliver your international documents and packages for fewer francs, yen, or drachmas than other companies charge. An accomplishment we feel deserves a little flag waving. UPS. We run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Excuse me, the printer on your desk there, it's an HP LaserJet. Why?
Never really thought about it.
Well, look, somebody obviously thought about it. Somebody with a firm commitment to excellence, right?
Probably. Everyone here has an HP LaserJet printer.
And the fact that you don't think about your HP LaserJet kind of proves just how dependable it is, doesn't it?
That's a leading question. Are you an attorney?
Are you?
Yes. This is a law firm.
There you have it, from an attorney at a leading law firm. HP LaserJet printers. If it isn't a LaserJet, it's only a laser printer.
This isn't your typical car commercial. There's no beautiful scenery, no winding roads. Hey, there's not even a car. But there is news. Geo is lowering prices on the Metro Coupe, sedan, and the XFI. So now the car that gets the highest gas mileage in America also has one of the lowest prices, which is pretty beautiful, even without pictures. Get to know Geo Metro at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
In 1991, excessive celebrating after touchdowns was banned. Fortunately, we don't play by their rules. Introducing Touchdown, the new instant game from the Texas Lottery. Just scratch off your score, their score, and the prize amount. If your score's higher, you can win up to $500. If it's not, you get a second chance to win. Well, maybe it should be banned. Touchdown from the Texas Lottery, the quickest way to the payoff.
Thanks for making Case 101 the #1 radio station in Austin and all of Central Texas, and the Country Music Association's radio station of the year. And to show our appreciation to you, the best DJs in the country have something special for you.
We have free Garth Brooks tickets. Tune your radio to 100.7 FM right now and listen to win your pair of the hottest tickets in town. Tickets to see Garth Brooks live in concert with Case 101.
That's right, free Garth Brooks tickets. And thanks for making us #1.
Case 101.
1992. He's one of the nation's leaders in the fight to protect pension benefits. He's investigating price gouging in Medicare. And he's written the Taxpayer Bill of Rights to make the IRS responsive to taxpayer needs. Who? Congressman Jake Pickle. He's a trusted leader in finding new solutions to national problems. He is simply too valuable to lose. Jake Pickle. Unique. Ours.
Judy Maggio, KVUE 24 News.
Bevo has to be happy, although I'm not too sure how you would tell. The Texas leading Oklahoma 17-10. Let's go to the Prudential halftime report and John Saunders.
From ABC Sports, the Prudential halftime report. Brought to you by Prudential. When it comes to insurance, real estate, and investments, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the Rock. The Prudential. Rock solid. From New York, John Saunders.
Welcome back to New York. Second half is straight ahead, but first it's the Prudential halftime report. Let us start by telling you the #1 team in the nation is in a battle at home. It's 7-7 against Cal. Dave Barr gets things going to tie it up here to Damian Simeon, 13 yards. That ties it at 7 apiece. Napoleon Kaufman had a 37-yard touchdown run for the Huskies. It's in the third quarter, still tied 7-7. Meanwhile, a game you saw earlier here today on ABC. Miami beats Penn State. Let's join Keith Jackson for a report.
I think a lot of people were wondering when we all came to the ballpark today at Penn State whether or not Miami would be too sore to get off the bus. But they certainly got off the bus, as the final score indicates. Joe Paterno yesterday had said very clearly, I don't know how good we are, but we figure we're going to find out. Well, they did. But the biggest surprise of the day, I think, was that very early in the ball game in the first quarter, Miami starts running the ball, and they start running it long ways. And all of a sudden, they're down knocking on the door. And then Bennett takes it in from 10 yards, just cruising around in, and Miami, with 6 straight runs, just stuck that ball in the end zone to take a 7-0 lead. And then later in the ball game, after Gino Torretta had been shut down, the Miami defense started getting into the act again. Jesse Armstead, the pressure on John Saka. He's #1. See him coming? Saka throws the ball up. Defensive end, Darren Crine, right place, right time. Intercepts it, takes it into the end zone. That makes it a 10-point lead for Miami at that point, 17-7. Penn State came right back. But again, it's the defense that steps up. Watch number 56, Michael Barrow. He's going to go around the crowd, step into the hole there, and deck Rich Anderson, stopping him. A goal line stand for Miami, and they go on to win the ball game by a score of 17-14. And frankly, the last 2 weeks for the Miami Hurricanes have been remarkable. Here again, John.
Exactly, Keith. With wins over Florida State and Penn State, they've won 23 in a row. Meanwhile, Michigan State and Michigan, a game some of you are seeing here on ABC. Michigan up 28-3 at a halftime. Dave Peterman marching to the victory. Derek Alexander returning this punt 80 yards into the open field, and no one's going to catch him for the touchdown. That made it 21-0 at that point. Bernie Leggett with a 1-yard touchdown run made it 28-0. It's 28-3 at a halftime. The game of the day as far as upsets go, Arkansas and Tennessee. The Razorbacks lost to the Citadel this year. And Johnny Majors, his first game on the sidelines at home, coming back from the heart surgery, and he didn't like what he saw here. Tennessee was up, but Orlando Waters, 71 yards. And watch the nice move there to get to the end zone. They missed the two-point conversion. So